of Thakur International School. What you hear behind is her pet, okay, and her dog's name is Angel. Just in case you're wondering where that noise is coming from. And what I love about, I was reading through Miss Joy, your profile, and what I love about you is you're always looking for opportunities to impact students in a positive way, to make their lives better, and for them to be passionate about learning. And just this is one such opportunity that she's using here in order to talk to all of you. So I wish you all were sitting in front of us because we could have given her a big round of applause. But over to you, Miss Joy.
Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction, Sangeeta. And I'm so sorry about that. That is Angel, and she's a little noisy at the wrong time.
That's okay.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, sorry. Last minute instructions.
No problem.
So,
yeah.
So, well, in this time where we are in a pandemic situation with COVID-19 and all the things that are floating around, we have this thing, most of us are quite anxious and wondering exactly what are we looking at? Are we looking at a longer time, or will this get over soon? We keep looking at WhatsApp and TV, and so, there's an uncertainty. It's like an unprecedented emergency which we never ever had foreseen or thought that we would ever have to look at. But in this time also, we see that not only are parents and anxious and children anxious, but we are also thinking about many things. Our health, we're thinking about finances, we're thinking about what we are missing out when we go out, because we're so used to going out, right? Whether it's parents, children, all of us. Right now, we just miss being out, and children all the more. They've thought initially that okay, fine, school's over and we get to be home. But within 4-5 days, that novelty had worn off, and they were like literally stuck at home and without being able to meet their friends, and be able to go down, play, go elsewhere. So everyone is at home. But then, yes, let's make the most of it, because it's not going to last. Nothing lasts forever, right? So this too shall pass. I know that this is a sentence very cliched. Many people are using it. But well, it's a fact. It is going to pass. And all of us are looking at a time when we will definitely be in a better space. In the meantime, make the most of the situation that is there. Learn to manage in this kind of an emergency thing, and don't take it one day at a time. I think that is really, really important. So initially, when all this online learning and all started, because we all, as soon as schools closed, the first thing that we knew as educators is first, how are we going to support our children, right from whether they are little ones or older ones, and how are we not only going to support them, but we also need to connect with them. So many schools, they are enabled technologically, so that was not so difficult. But then there aren't some who are not yet connected. They did have a problem, but I think in a short while everyone got it. Within a couple of weeks, people were using different mediums. So in our case, in Thakur International, IGCSE and A-levels at Kandivali West, we used Hangout Meet as well as Google Classroom. So it was pretty simple that we would mail activities and worksheets and all that. And classes were on Hangout Meet. But then there were other methods too. So we saw that people were using Cisco WebEx, then there's Microsoft Teams, then we have, of course, Zoom, which people were using. And then there was this issue of, inappropriate content in the middle. So people stopped using it. Some are using Skype. So there is a method for everyone. And this is as far as online teaching is concerned. So be a little patient with all the teachers, the entire education community, because this is something which no one was actually prepared for. Yes, we do use technology, but we never thought that we'd have to completely start, teaching online, and give them some time to settle down, because teachers who were used to having a physical class are suddenly told that here's a screen, here's a mic, here's some technology. Now you just go ahead and deliver the class. So it's difficult. So I'm sure that with the support of all our wonderful parents and the of course the teachers, the school, the management, we can all manage to do it well. But let's think about it from the point of view of children. Now for children also, it's very difficult to connect just like that. You tell them, don't decrease your screen time. Now we tell them, no, this is the screen is the thing that you're going to use. So it's a bit difficult. But yes, children too have to follow a few guidelines. Okay, so first of all, don't forget that we have to be a little focused, because since you can't attend school or college, you have to make do with these online classes, which is your connect with your teacher, okay, with your school. So find a designated area where it is a little quiet, where you can focus, where you can manage to give your time, and that will be easy for you to also manage your workplace. So you, if you have your typically your worksheets and your writing materials, you could just be there and every time go to that place only and take your class. Finish your assignments so that you will be ready with the stuff for the next class. Whenever your next lecture is, you would have finished it. Don't try to cram it all up in the end. The other thing is that it's a big temptation to also have, say, your phone and be checking social media and all that, isn't it? Because who's going to see? Yeah. So avoid that, because make the most of your online class and don't lose your concentration. Yes, your teacher may never find out that you are, on, say, whatever other platforms or playing an online game, but you're cheating only yourself, isn't it? So don't do that. Ask questions, take part in the class discussions. Some use the chat box, some say you can unmute yourself and discuss. That's fine, whichever way, but you are in class. And it's also important that you jot down things. And parents also, of course, are supportive and can support the children further by giving them that complete, at that time, make things at home, make it conducive to a learning environment. Because when we are in school, yes, it's a conducive learning environment. Now parents have been told that now it's you have to do everything. So I know it's really difficult, because as we say, a village raises a child, but now it's the family which is the village. Okay, so it's we are only remote. You are there with the children all the time. So give them a routine and fill up the routine with not only the classes but also other things to do. So now, for example, if you have chores to do at home, divide it among the children. Let them also feel responsible. Maybe it's just watering the plants, making the beds, clearing up after dinner, washing the utensils. Right now, all of us are without any kind of help. So you could divide the task between the kids and make them feel responsible, because then they also take pride in running their home. That is helping them with management skills. These are life skills which need to be practiced at home, and they imbibe it. Above everything else, parents, be calm. This is the time that the kids are looking up to you. It's very difficult, I know, because we work from home and we are working at home. It's really tough, but it's something which we need to, as parents, maintain that kind of calmness. And at the same time, uh, these are the times when values will be imbibed by the children, because we will indirectly or directly be preaching it to them. When they see us clearing up a particular thing and not procrastinating, you have taught them a very useful life skill, and that is, do not procrastinate. So that is how it goes. Values are actually taught like that. At the same time, along with dividing up the tasks and all at home, also give them time to relax. Just let them relax a little. Kids need to relax, and need to have that feeling that they're not at all times trying to get there somewhere and only study, or for example only do something which is going to support them academically. Let them just relax a little. But yes, children also be away from the screen for a while, because your relaxation is not going to be only with, say, studying online and then also playing online. Give yourself a music break or dance a bit. There's so many do-it-yourself videos also, so you could just have seen that and then do it in your free time. And just put on the music and shake a leg. You'll get some exercise also, since you can't go out. And at the same time, exercise and music always actually rejuvenates you, because all the happy home hormones are there, which sort of hit us, and then we are also calmer and happier. So you could practice yoga, meditation. A lot of is said about mindfulness, but mindfulness is something that we could also do, that because you just need to be a little more aware of yourself, aware of the things that actually keep you calm and still. So even if things around you seem panicky, you can still remain absolutely cool and calm. There was this very interesting webinar which I attended recently. It was by Mr. Brendan. So he was talking about mindfulness, and actually he talked about how the best place, the most calm place to be, is in the eye of the storm. So if there's a storm around you, the calmest place is there. So that is how we as children also need to remember that even if you get this, very worrisome news, coronavirus is going to peak in another week, and in 2 weeks it's going to be an all-time high. Remember, take one day at a time. Do not let that worry you. Practice safe sanitation, social distance, and you'll be fine. And yes, so many people also get cured. So if you do get it, that's something also that we will, I'm sure that we will be able to come out of that too with good care. So these are some things that we need to remember. Also, it's okay for a child to get bored. Very often children say, I'm bored. We also say that. But when you're bored, you also are creative, because then you have to find something to do. So that then you, at that point of time, you also start becoming creative, and you maybe start doing some doodle, some painting, anything. So there are a lot of activities that one can do, even with their children, because we are not going to get time like this with our family too. So let's enjoy that. So we have typically all of us are locked down with our kids, with our spouse, with our extended family. Maybe if you're in a joint family, make the most of it. Play some board games. This is the right time to play your Monopoly, Ludo. You can make a giant hopscotch and jump. Yes, you can do all those things together. You can play the old, our old national, this thing that is Antakshari. Everyone seems to love it. Do that. De-stress and enjoy the time together. But yes, when you're talking about coming back to our online learning, it's very important that you do not forget that, yes, this is in place of school, so make the most of it. So you have to, continue with your online lectures, and at the same time, uh, pay attention to what you're doing, study, and work really hard, because I mean, now that all the other activities in many of the schools, other activities have been put at a pause, and you're actually focusing on hardcore academics. Make the most of that time. If you are applying abroad and if you've finished your A levels or grade 12, it's very important at this time that you could write your statement of purpose, and you'll have the time to do it. During school, you are not able to because you have so many things going on, and you often hear students saying that we are not getting time. But here now you have all the time to do that. So you could also keep a backup plan, find out online about the other universities so that if you're not able to go abroad, because with the current scenario, many of the families are the parents, if they are losing their jobs or their businesses are down, then how would you do it? How would they be able to send children out? So then, in that case, you need to have a backup plan. In India, there are many good universities, so you could start looking around and have a backup plan ready. So you have Kriya, you have Flames, you have Ashoka. There are many others. You could always find out everything and uh, put in your best over there. You could do that. For people with little children, it's really tough because children are really at this age very, very, they're more like kinesthetic learners, and they want to move around. They have to get more aware of their bodies, and they do everything by either touching, feeling, jumping. So you'll have to give them that liberty and let them do that. Have their nap time. At the same time, give them a fixed routine, because all of us are creatures of habit. I mean, initially in the first week, I think all of us caught up on our sleep. After that, we needed a routine. So now everything is in a particular routine where we spend some time with household work, some time with our work hours, which take up quite a bit of time juggling between. Then whatever we want to say, catch up on our news, our studying, or anything else like that, relaxing time. So children also need a proper schedule, and for the little ones, it's very important that I mean, if it's puppets, you could make it with your parents. The children could make it with their parents, and this is the time when they can probably help you to make to probably bake something. Lot of children love to cook with their parents. You could do that, and use the time constructively. So it's
Thank
really, yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much, Ms. Joy. I'm just looking at some of the questions that are
Yes,
coming,
yes.
and so then I'm just getting, I don't want to miss an opportunity to ask you, but I love that you were saying just to find that balance, right? Especially with that gadget time, screen time or whatever it is. I think it's so important because now kids are like, we're on our computers all day long or
All day
laptops,
long.
and our eyes are hurting by the end of it. So you've given such practical ideas, that they can do, like was gardening or cooking or doodling, or somebody was even saying like painting or playing cricket. You can't play cricket, but then even in the house there are things that you can do,
Yes.
like ludo and things like that. But there's one student who's asking, Agam Bawa is asking, please can you let me know how we can increase our focus level? So, do you have any thoughts or ideas of how, if they sit to do something, and I know kids have often asked this, if they are looking at their, Zoom or whatever they're having their class, Google Hangouts, that they don't look at other websites and just focus on what they're doing? Like,
Yeah.
how do they reduce that distraction? What advice do you have for them?
Whenever you are going to attend a class, first I think that if you have got your phone and all with you, switch off the internet. So then people are going to call you. Who I mean, if it's really important, that also put it on vibration mode, so that your first, I think, a big percentage of distraction is over at that point of time. Secondly, be in a area where there is very little distraction. So for example, don't have a class in front of, say, the TV is also on, and the something or the other is, being you can see something on TV, whether it's a movie or some news or anything, because these things keep our focus away. So switch off the internet, be away from the TV or anything like that. And if possible, if the home is large enough, then a separate room. If not, then in a secluded area of the home which you actually have only designated to study. So once you're in that place, the family members also know that no, now this person is going to study.
Study.
Then
Correct.
the other thing, to stay focus would be do take down notes even if the teacher is not instructed, because what you take down is what you will study actually, because that's what has been important to you. So some schools are sending recorded videos, some
Videos.
are, yeah, videos, and some are not. So all the more you consider that it's not getting recorded and start writing down the points. This helps you to focus, and I'm sure that after that you would not really be distracted. Also, if you can do breathe in and breathe out, have the breathing exercises in place, which you should do in the morning. So when you get up and when you wake up, what most of us do is, as we get out of bed, we reach for our phone and check, okay, our notifications. Don't do that. Wait another 10 minutes. Finish off with your thinking about the day. That what do I have in store? What a beautiful day it is. Yes, you can hear things now, right? Birds and all that. Be aware of your surrounding. And when you do that, a part of you has already learned how to focus. So
Absolutely.
so that kind of exercise helps you to stay
And
stimulated.
I've also told them, like, making a schedule, make a
Yes,
schedule today for tomorrow will help have more clarity as with regards. Don't you agree? I mean, that will also
yes,
help focus because you know what to look forward to. It's not haphazard learning, you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
A
So
schedule helps
yeah,
us.
so Agambawa, quite a few of them asked. Katya, Yani, Soda, and Shivashri. All of you, I hope you've heard what Ms. Joy has been telling you. All of these tips that are very, very practical. You can put it into, practice even from this evening. Something that you can start to do, and then try some of these, tools and techniques that she's been talking about for tomorrow. Okay. So there was Rizki Amalia Ramadhani, and they've been commenting, and I think very happy to be here, asking wondering what set of practical self-evaluation we can give to young learners on what they think and feel about this situation.
Okay, so young learners, when we talk about them, it depends upon, of course, the age group, age appropriate. So there are a lot of